The Henderson family moved in this past summer. Sun-bleached moving trucks, the rumble of furniture, the normalcy of new beginnings. Their daughter Bethany, a wisp of a girl with eyes too old for her face, unsettled me from the start. She lingered at the edges of playgrounds, never joining, always watching. One afternoon I found her in my garden, stroking the leaves of my prize-winning roses. "They don't like being touched," I said, my voice sharper than intended. Bethany turned, her smile an unsettling imitation of childhood innocence. "They tell me things," she whispered, her gaze unwavering. I tried to dismiss the encounter as childish nonsense, but the memory of her words, the strangeness of her stare, lingered. It was the beginning of a series of increasingly eerie events that would cast a shadow over our once peaceful neighborhood. My neighbor, Mrs. Clementine, a woman who'd seen generations come and go, confided in me about Bethany. "She speaks of things," Mrs. Clementine whispered, clutching her shawl, "things a child couldn't possibly know." Bethany had told Mrs. Clementine about her dead husband, details never shared beyond their family. Later that week I found Bethany in my craft room, surrounded by scattered beads and broken trinkets. "My grandma used to make things like this," she said, picking up a tarnished silver charm. It was identical to one my grandmother had owned, a fact Bethany couldn't have known. "She says it's important," Bethany continued, her voice barely a murmur. "She says you haven't finished what you started." I shivered, a chill crawling up my spine. Stories about Bethany began to circulate. A group of children swore they saw her talking to thin air in the cemetery. Mr. Henderson's prized dog refused to go near her, whimpering and hiding whenever she was around. One evening as I walked past the Henderson house, I could have sworn I saw a shadowy figure in Bethany's window, tall and gaunt, its eyes glowing with an unnatural light. I quickened my pace, my heart pounding in my chest. Evenings were the worst. The setting sun cast long, eerie shadows, and the whisper of the wind seemed to carry Bethany's name on the breeze. I found myself avoiding my garden, the once comforting silence now heavy with unspoken words and unseen eyes. Some dismiss these events as the overactive imaginations of children and the anxieties of adults. They reason that Bethany is just a lonely, peculiar child. But others, myself included, cannot shake the feeling that something is not right. The intensity of her gaze, the unsettling things she says, the strange occurrences that seem to follow in her wake. Bethany remains an enigma, a puzzle box of unsettling contradictions. The neighborhood, once a haven of familiar routines and shared laughter, now holds its breath, caught between disbelief and a growing unease. We watch and we wait, the question lingering in the air like the scent of rain. Is Bethany merely an unusual child, or is there something more, something darker, at play?